First, it was conscious uncoupling, right? Gwyneth Paltrow may now have you, though, rethinking your living with your spouse, your marriage situation. In a recent interview, she revealed that she and her new husband, Brad Falchuk, do not live together full time. In fact, he spends 4 nights a week with her, and then he spends 3 nights in his own home. So they have separate houses, too. Gwyneth says her intimacy coach approved the idea. She is an intimacy coach, people. And she claims all of her friends are on board with it, calling the situation ideal. Well, of course, we had to bring in our favorite relationship expert on that. We have Pastor Derek Triplett. He's also an author, and he's amazing. Great to have you. Thank you always for coming to see us. Okay, your first thoughts when you heard about this situation?
Gwyneth.
Right, because celebrities are a little different from us.
Different, and so you can't really use this as a model for a couple of reasons. One, she's a Hollywood celebrity, but the other thing is that this is a second marriage for her, and so second marriages are totally different from first marriages, and you approach them differently. I think the third reason that you can't use this as a model is that she's getting married in her 40s. That's critical. That's different than 20 and 30. So things are a little different. People are a little bit more set in their ways, and they've got a better understanding of what they need to function.
How much of it do you think is the fact that there are children involved from previous marriages, too, right? Does that always kind of factor in?
I think in this case, the biggest thing may be the children. He's there 3 nights a week when he has custody of his children. And when you have small children, the whole blended family thing can be a little difficult. And sometimes parents just don't want to put that level of pressure on their children. Remember, these are the helicopter parents. These are the parents who cater to their children, and if they feel their children aren't ready right now, then they make those kind of sacrifices for their children.
Some people, you mentioned, don't require constant interaction, right, or intimacy. Is that a special kind of person who's like that?
People are different, and what we're finding out now, all of the different personality traits are much more broader than we thought. People need, like you said, she has an intimacy coach, and so some people don't require the constant interaction in order to maintain family intimacy. But also, if you flip it and look at it this way, and not saying that, again, that this is a model, but if him being away with his kids for 3 days a week and them not having to deal, at least right now, with the pressure of forcing this blend, because sometimes the blend is a force, then it gives them an opportunity to not destroy intimacy. So their time together, their 4 days together, they can concentrate on each other, they can concentrate on how they vibe and flow, and not have to worry about that which could cause some distance. So I think in their case, it may help their intimacy.
And this is a trend that you and I have talked about before. We've talked about this new trend of houses that are built with 2 master bedrooms, right? But then we also talk about the importance of that pillow talk and that time at the end of the day, right? That creates that bond.
I think we may be overreacting on this one, because let's say a person works out of town. It's quite possible that there are a myriad of people who end up at home 4 days a week because of work. We are just, this one has caught our eye because they chose to do it. And in many cases, people are choosing to do what works for them. But that pillow talk and all of that is very, very important. And you can maintain the intimacy. One of the things we got to recognize is that a lot of our traditional views have changed, and in many cases, they've changed in areas that we're not necessarily comfortable with. Because there are people who are saying they're just not really married if they have 2 houses and that type of thing. Right. Well, maybe they really are, and maybe it's working for them, and it's not a model for the rest of us.
Yeah, it makes sense. Derek, tell the folks at home where they can find you.
DerekTriplett.com and Derek Triplett on social media.
He's everywhere. He's amazing. Always great to have you. Thank you, Derek. Good to see you. All right, Kristen, we're going to send it over to you. Let's talk about the weekend.